Greetings and salutations, sports fans nationwide. You've entered the Sports Opinion Log, and this video was initially supposed to be about the NBA and their 5 games last night. The bright lights were activated. National stage was set. Christmas Day, Christmas night. But the talk all throughout the sports world, all throughout social media, Alvin Kamara, running back, New Orleans Saints, running for not 1 or 2, 3 perhaps, maybe 4, 5, okay, but no. 6. Kamara ran over and threw them. Final score, 52-33, and it is official, like the prophet had decreed. The Vikings have been eliminated from playoff contention, of course, because they have Kirk Cousins, sadly. But being the sports historian, I will note the history that was made last night by Alvin Kamara. So if you're down with all things NFL, and stick around for the other 3 NBA games, whether you rep the East or West Coast, make sure you're subscribing to the channel and press the bell icon to stay notified for any and all upcoming future videos, while I, the representative of the Steel City from New York City, get started. Let's go. So let it be noted, in the annals of sports history, last night, Christmas Day, December 25th, 2020, a year unlike any other, gave us Alvin Kamara 6 rushing touchdowns, which are tied with Ernie Nevers' 1929 Chicago Cardinals for most in the NFL game, 4th player in NFL history with 6 touchdowns in a game, and he's the first since Gale Sayers, 4 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, 1 punt return in 1965, 22 carries, 155 yards, and of course, as previously mentioned, 56.2 fantasy points. I don't do fantasy points, but it seems to be a pretty big deal out there, and Alvin Kamara's performance clearly tilted the scales to whoever has him and put him out there to play in the world of fantasy. And on top of having one of the most flashiest grills in the NFL, let's also take a moment to recognize the fashion statement by Alvin Kamara wearing those divine and surely bound for the Hall of Fame Christmas cleats. Let's take a look. And of course, slave master Roger Goodell in the NFL, there's a chance that they will fine him. But if they do fine him, he will be matching their fine for charity. So it's all good. Tip the cap and a special shout out to Alvin Kamara for his Christmas Day/night performance, which will forever live in NFL Christmas Day lore. So now let me break down the other 3 Christmas games from the NBA. The Brooklyn Nets remain perfect, 2-0 to start the season as they destroyed the hated Boston Celtics last night. Final score 123-95. Kyrie Irving, 37 points. Kevin Durant, 29 points, including 16 in the third quarter as they put the game away and they put the Celtics on ice. But let's hold the phone for a minute, sports fans nationwide. The first thing I have to say is it's only 2 games into the season. There are only 72 games this season. Can we at least wait to see if Kyrie Irving can get through the first 20 games without getting injured? People are acting like they don't know the injury history of Kyrie, the oddball. I just don't get it. Are we going to just ignore the fact that this is their first time really playing together? Both players are injury prone. In particular, Kyrie, can he get through the first 20 to 40 games? I will say that he won't. That's why I'm going to start off at 20. Get through those games, maybe the Brooklyn Nets have a chance. As for the Celtics, fuck them. And of course, my and your LA Lakers taking on Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. And of course, the Lakers My and your defending NBA 2020 champions get the victory in their first win of the season. Final score 138 to 115. We are all witnesses to the greatness of the king himself, LeBron James, who is now the number 2 scorer on Christmas Day games. The king, LeBron James, he only needed 22 points. And again, he's number 2 all-time Christmas scoring. He overtakes Oscar Robinson, who's now in 3rd place. And of course, Kobe Bryant is still number 1, 395 points in 16 holiday appearances. LeBron James is now sitting on 383 points in 15 games on Christmas Day. And of course, in the final game that no one really cares about, but I will still discuss, the LA Clippers defeated the Denver Nuggets 121 to 108 last night. However, unfortunately, Kawhi Leonard took a hard elbow to the face by teammate Serge Ibaka, which to me, of course, is apropos. It's fitting for the foreshadowing as to how this season will play out. Paul George had 23 points and 9 assists. NBA commentators who are paid to do what they have to do, the nationwide sports leader, the Foxies, the corporate shells who sell their soul to the almighty dollar, will not say what I, the top 1%er and people's sportscaster, Lex Anderson, will say. I and you, sports fans nationwide, we DGAF about what Paul George does during the regular season. He wants to say that the NBA bubble is behind him. He's moving past it. He's ready for this season to make noise. We do not care if PG-13 averaged 40-plus points a game during this season. He is a choker. He is a choke job. He is a failure. He is a loser. He is not his self-proclaimed moniker, Playoff P. He goes MIA in the postseason. We don't really care about what he does in the regular season because in the playoffs, he has shown that he is about nothing at all. And again, as much as I hate to see anyone get injured, it is fitting that it happens to Kawhi Leonard because he is the load management lazy ass who strung around my and your LA Lakers only to sign with the Clippers. And look at how that bitch, Karma is a bitch. And last night she came for you, Kawhi Leonard, and she had you laid out, bloodied, on the floor while the Lakers are celebrating their first win of the season. And look at you, bloodied, bruised, battered. And look at you getting knocked on your fucking ass by a teammate, Serge Ibaka, who you made the call and said, hey, come over here with me. A2, Brute. Well, salutes to Serge Ibaka for his accidental elbow to the face of Kawhi Leonard. I'm sure he'll be fine. But again, let it be noted, the Clippers, now and forever, are a cursed franchise and will always be number 2 to my and your LA Lakers. Well, that's all I got, sports fans nationwide. I thank you very much for tuning in on this holiday season's greetings. Eat, drink, indulge, be merry. Until next time, sports fans nationwide, Lex Anderson signing out.